Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Danganronpa v3 Killing Harmony. On the last episode we tried to conduct a seance in order to contact Angie's spirit. And unfortunately, tragedy struck again, as Tenko was killed. No one deserves this. There's nothing left to do except, well, see what we got and investigate. Gotta do our job as detective, eh, Shuichi?
Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound on her neck. This wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance.
Wait! Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die.
You're speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty.
Well then, that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around.
You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue.
This was the marker stone that was placed in the middle.
There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be...
Please rest your forehead upon this stone marker I've placed here. It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work? Certainly, it is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon. Like this?
Tenko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage.
And it was a stone that Himiko got from a garden, so there's nothing special about it. What about this crooked floorboard? I saw this and it's very suspicious.
This floorboard is loose. And it's the one right under Tenko.
why?
Why is this floorboard loose?
If I remember correctly,
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
but
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose.
When and why, though? There's a bit of blood on the iron cage. The cage used in the seance.
Is this...
It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Hey, look at this.
is this...
A bloodstain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then...
If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain this bloodstain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility.
Is there anything else? What's that over there?
There's a small opening in the corner of the room. It doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this...
A hole. Looks like there's space under there too. Hold on. I can see something below. It looks like something was dropped down there.
What? Something dropped down there?
Got a minute?
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves?
Okay.
Right, let's do it.
Man, we're picking up a lot right now. Okay, I think that's everything around the body. How are you doing, Himiko?
Hey!
Himiko! Hey, Himiko! Be strong, Himiko!
Wait,
Gunter, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break.
But
But she not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Himiko.
Damn it! God, this one's so frustrating to me, just because this... I said it before last episode, but this is the one that I saw coming a mile up, and if only I could have done something. Whatever, there's no use worrying about it now. Himiko was also one of the ones that I wanted to hang out with, possibly. Kind of regret I didn't now, considering she really needs a friend. Well, now's not the time, like I said, for grieving. Korakio.
that cannot be.
Why? Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty
But
shocking.
of course.
Of course, I am shocked about that as well, but why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He's more concerned by that than the murder?
Ah, yes.
Oh, if we perform the cage child again and summon Tenko's spirit this time...
This is stupid.
Cut the crap, just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True. It may be best to move past that, what happened, to know why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker's stone. When Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko, and after that I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the cage child's song. The seance should have been complete, but... now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song.
Yeah, the funk.
It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped. Perhaps... That was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took off the white cloth, and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Yes, that is a problem.
I see, yes.
There is another problem. And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner. Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since this seance was clearly a sham. Maki never was one to pull her punches.
Alright, we got a sound. We should probably talk to the other people who were in here during the seance. Kokichi!
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
And you're no help whatsoever. What about you, Kibo? You're just going to do the light? Yeah, okay. Right. Ruined magic circle. Damn, did we trample over this thing or what?
It's the magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well,
Was this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
what?
Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous! I have performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my bar.
I'm right already.
Shut up, I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions.
Mackie really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
But
In any case, with all these footprints, I can make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Caged Odd Village document.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Kyo?
He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense.
How does this even relate to Angie's death? That's the thing I can't figure out. If it even does relate to Angie's death.
It's the white sheet we used for the seance. This was placed on top of the cage. Kyo was the one who removed it.
is this?
This cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque, and on the back. Look, there's a bloodstain on it, right around the middle of the sheet.
But no hole in the fabric. Which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth.
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. Which means the only place she could have been stabbed is... Interesting. Might as well look at the dog statue.
It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it.
This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
if I remember correctly,
Kyo said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother?
What?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
Is this?
I mean, do you want to be the first? I'm kidding! I'm kidding! Oh, that was awful. I'm not even going to deny that. Oh, the moment those words escaped my lips, I knew that was a terrible decision. Yeah, it's 2018, I'm not allowed to say stuff like that anymore. Even as a joke. If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding me earlier.
hey,
Mackie, we're finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor.
By the way,
It seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for a light?
that's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kipo's light from up here, that should be fine.
okay.
Then I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Okay, got it. I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Mackie. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor.
It's a lot more open under here than I thought it'd be.
This is a lot more spacious than I thought.
Hey, I'm on the same wavelength with Shuichi on this one.
You can move pretty easily on all 4s.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues.
Well,
It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Yeah.
That looks interesting. This also looks interesting. Okay, let's go for the obvious thing first. This over here.
There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
The blood on this sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
is this?
This came from my research lab.
It did?
Well,
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without you losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well,
If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade is about 6 inches.
that's right.
And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself.
But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it break her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible.
Then her posture is the question.
Hey,
Hey, if the murder weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
That's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those are possible.
There's 2 pieces of blood. There's dried blood.
There's a bloodstain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
hey,
Hey, the back of this floorboard has blood on it too.
You're right, there's a little bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard.
what do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed?
That's true.
I wonder, I can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
But these bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason these particular stains are dry.
Interesting. Last but not least, this hole.
Some of the wood has corroded and is broken off, so you can see into the next room.
Hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part has rotted away.
It looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here.
Nope.
Then they could have used the light like we're doing right now.
Well,
True. They used the light to move around under the floor. Is that possible?
And then we got this right here. A cut crosspiece.
Look! Part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
That's true.
It's near the loose floorboard and the portion missing is about the same width too.
And from what I can see of it,
that's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is, why?
Another crosspiece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
So, what purpose did this serve?
The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all of this, then why?
And it's right by the piece with the dried blood.
I think we finished investigating here.
Is that all right?
Mackie, you want to head back up?
Glad you asked. I'm starting to get fed up with all this dust. I still love that face. It's so cute. Especially when she's stroking her hair. My assassin can't possibly be this cute. Okay, I'm done now.
After Mackie and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation.
by the way,
We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise?
Huh?
What do you mean?
because
If Angie and Tenko have different killers, then the blackened we need to vote for is...
You're right.
The culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Yes, of course.
But
But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truths of both of their deaths.
Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. If you say so. However,
When I came into the hallway,
I wanted to actually check the other rooms as well.
it seemed more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded.
It's a lie!
I knew the second I saw Kokichi's body that he was just fooling people. You little shit.
Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror? Huh? What are you doing? Ah, sorry, I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is, real blood.
Oh, wait, that's actual real blood?
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard. Huh? What, you stepped through a floorboard?
So mean.
Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
Got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Ah.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kinda stepped through. What bad luck. The crosspiece was gone. Does that mean...
Huh?
What?
Confidence, dreams. That's what the Killing Game is all about. Killing Game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes. Baseball, soccer, mobile games, they're all nothing compared to the Killing Game. The Killing Game just can't be beat. Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds!
Shit! Ran out of time. I guess time's up.
Oh man, it's cause of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to research the seance again, so I... blood loss. I brought this document with me. But unfortunately... I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew this magic circle the same exact way as in this picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial. So, see you there.
Shouldn't we actually get you checked out? I thought that was fake blood, but now I feel kind of bad because it actually looks like you're struggling a little bit.
Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit.
Damn, that must have been quite the tumble.
Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
Is Maki nervous? I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die?
Nah, I think I'm good. Right, let's head on over to the trial grounds then. Hopefully Kaito is feeling a bit better as well. 2 murders, 2 possible suspects. But if it's the same person... I got a pretty good idea of who I think it could be. I don't want to say anything just yet, just in case, and, well, I like keeping my guesses in my head. That's just the way I like to do these things, just in case. And then... I'm still trying to figure out. The settle was thrown across the floor. Where would he or she have gone and light? Hopefully the questions can be solved during the class trial. Probably could have teleported there, but whatever. I wanted to at least let my ramblings be let out on camera as I head on over. I've got to do this for Himiko as well. 2 of her friends were murdered. Hell, my friends were murdered. And I'm not going to stand idly by and let their deaths go in vain. Oh dear. It would appear we have all gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us.
Oh.
Less friends mean it that much harder to solve mystery.
Don't worry.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a bit smarter by now, Gonta. When did you have time to clean up the blood? Did you just dunk your head in the fountain? Yeah, Gonta do his best to help. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaito?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now, but wow, Maki Roll does sure pack a punch.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
That being said,
I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
Hoo-yah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
rest in peace.
Atua, please lend us your power.
But
It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
well, you know.
Yeah, she shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua.
I also.
So what? Robots can believe in God.
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble.
Got a minute?
How long are you going to save that for? Atua and Ghost don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time is going to be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap.
Huh?
His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the 4th floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
All right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so.
Shuichi, say something. I got nothing to say, bro.
Huh?
What should I say? At least he's feeling better. God, that statue is still so gaudy. As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard. We descended. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell, faster and faster, downward into the black. The elevator stopped and, just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Don't say that. That they look depressed, you'll make Monodam sad. Boo-hoo-hoo. As much as I love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth.
Now then,
Let's hurry up and get this started.
extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content.
The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try and prevent the killing game. Then Tenko Chabashira, the Ultimate Aikido Master. She hated men, but I knew she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial.